welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I am your host Rebecca Felgate, and once again I am joined by the lovely host of our top 10 Hindi channel, Ayman.
Hello, I'm back again. How's it going, guys? I've missed you.
I feel like they've missed you. We had so many comments being like, yay, Ayman, and you weren't even wearing pom-poms last time.
Yeah, but now I am. Halloween is over, Christmas is coming, and I'm ready.
I'm so ready. I'm also ready for this video. Now today Ayman and I are talking about the top 10 scary Afghanistan urban legends, and actually I've really enjoyed researching this video. I feel like I've learned loads about the country. Ayman, have you ever talked about urban legends on the top 10 Hindi channel?
Yes, so we've done India as a whole, we've done Mumbai, we've done New Delhi, and we've done Pakistan as well. So I feel like we're gonna dissect like South Asia one by one.
Oh yeah?
So if you wanna watch that, you can go over there.
Yay!
It's quite interesting, I swear. I feel like by the end of this series, we're just gonna know like millions of like urban legend stories that are gonna be like great conversation starters at parties.
I think that's it. If there's one thing I like about my job, it's the ability just to swoosh on in there with good chat parties. So guys, if you want to hear Ayman speaking Hindi, which is pretty impressive in itself, then head on over to the most amazing top 10 Hindi channel. If you understand it, even better.
I need that support, really. Come on over. I feel like half of you guys' Hindi will probably be better than mine, so we can all learn.
I'm learning, I am learning. So, there's a link in the description box, and let's get cracking with this video. Coming into number 10, we have 39. In Afghanistan, a large number of people believe that the number 39 is heavily cursed. Okay, so a quick shout out to my friend Alex Lewis here. He also has a really weird thing with the number 39. Alex, did you know about the Afghan curse? Let me know. So it seems for some reason that the number is linked with pimping and prostitution. The number 39 is said to translate into Mordagal, which means dead cow, which in Afghani is a term for pimp. Right, I feel like something got lost in translation there. Basically, nobody in Kabul and other parts of Afghanistan want to be associated with the number and will not be seen with vehicles with 39 in their number plates for fear of being smited by the dirty curse. Honestly, so strange, and apparently the issue is so bad that people will doctor car registration plates to turn 9s into 8s, and if someone's 39 years old, they will refer to themselves as one less than 40. They don't even like saying the word 39. It's a dirty, dirty word. An Afghan man with the number 39 in their telephone said that they regularly get calls asking for prostitutes, which again is deeply sinful in the Islamic country. In the 2010 elections, the 39th candidate on the ballot invoked a strong response from civilians, and 2 people were killed in the chaos. 39! Who knew?
At number 9, we have the Ghoul-e-Baban. Let me know if I pronounced that wrong. I probably did. Let me know if you know how to say it right. But this is said to mean ghoul of the waste, and it refers to a horrible ghost that lives in the mountains and deserts and just the barren wastelands of Afghanistan. The Ghoul-e-Baban is rumored to be a human eater, having devoured many men straight off their horses' backs in the olden days. I mean, how does it even reach there? A lot of the information I found on the ghoul has been written in maybe Dari or Afghani, and it's quite hard to understand if you're not from there. Most of the translated accounts describe it as being very, very big and living amid cold, shadowy areas. Apparently it's afraid of fire, so at least we have one weapon to use against it if need be. At number 8 now, we have Kabul University. Now after the Taliban had fallen, work was done emotionally and physically to rebuild Kabul University. It's rumored that the Taliban used to torture and murder hostages in dorm rooms and classrooms in the building. Obviously the ins and outs of it aren't totally known, but from what we do know of the Taliban, it seems entirely possible that this did happen. Aid workers and construction workers tasked with rebuilding and repairing the university reported smelling foul odors like rotting flesh at random times while in seemingly sterile environments. Some also reported hearing screams or even seeing the victims of the Taliban out of the corner of their eyes. I mean, imagine how freaky that is if you just saw that. A lot of paranormal believers say that ghosts tend to imprint on places of high emotional intensity, so perhaps this is the case. Whatever it is, I really don't want to see it.
Coming into number 7, we have a dragon defeating the Red Army. This honestly is a weird one, I have to admit, but this really is what some people in Afghanistan are going with. So it seems that some people believe that the reason the Soviet Union failed the war they started against Afghanistan was partly thanks to a dragon. Outside the town of Balola, Mujahideen fighters were battling the Red Army, and it seems the ruckus awoke a long slumbering dragon who was dormant in the mountain. The dragon was said to have incinerated the entire Soviet army in the town before heading back to bed. He eats Bolsheviks for breakfast. Coming into number 6, we have the ghosts of the Soviets. Marines in Afghanistan's Helmand province reported some very unnerving goings-on at a small base called Observation Point Rock. It seems that the Russian soldiers had been executed here by Afghan militants back during the long occupation of the country. The Marines found graves there, and locals in nearby villages told them that the location was heavily cursed. Before the Marines got there, the base was inhabited by a unit of the Welsh Guard, and the two teams of military shared stories. Both claimed that the base was very creepy and unbearable at night, especially between the hours of midnight and 4 AM. They said unexplained lights would be seen through military night vision goggles. Was it haunted? They certainly think so. Okay, this is such a crazy one at number 5. We have MH370. Like many urban and ancient legends, this story is most likely not true, but it seems that there is a very popular conspiracy theory that the aircraft missing from flight MH370 was hijacked and flown to Afghanistan. As we know from this list, Russia and Afghanistan have historical beef, so this could be a reason that the Russian newspaper started a crazy rumor. The Moskovsky Komsomolets publication claimed that the plane was hijacked by terrorists and is in Afghanistan, not far from the Kandahar border near Pakistan. The passengers are said to be alive and well, but being held hostage and being forced to live in mud huts. Again, I honestly don't think there's any truth in this one, but that's what they're saying.
At number 4, we have jinns. Now, Rebecca talked about the desert jinn in the Egyptian Urban Legends video, and it seems that in Afghanistan there are legends of jinns too. This is not surprising at all, considering these are all Middle Eastern countries, and in Islam we believe in jinns, so the legends they have basis. They're mentioned in the Quran as beings formed by Allah. The jinn in Afghanistan are mischievous spirits. While their legends originated in places of nature, modern day Afghans believe that they live in gardens, under stairs, or in the U-bends of kitchen sinks. Most jinns are neither good or bad, just chaotic and love to mess with humans, which a lot of humans do as well. So I came across the account of a soldier in Kabul who claimed to have experienced a jinn when items went missing or moved without any explanation in his locked room. How did this happen? Someone please let me know. Some say it's also jinns who whisper in the ears of terrorists and make them do bad things.
Coming into number 3, we have the Ale. The Ale are an urban legend from the Tajikistan border. They are said to be beautiful female-looking ghosts or specters with milky white eyes. Now they float around the Kush mountains at high noon and twilight. Despite being beautiful, they are said to be hostile and violent and could cause you harm if you come across them. For this reason, locals are known to stay away from the mountains during these times of day for fear of incurring the Ale's wrath. Coming into number 2, we have Karikot Castle. In the frozen mountains of Afghanistan's Paktika province, there is an old castle that was built by the British in the 1800s. Good old Brits, we love building a castle. It seems it was built when the British forces were fighting the Anglo-Afghan Wars, a series of wars which ultimately the Afghans won. Anyway, wherever we are, we do need a castle as we discussed, so we made it happen. After the war, it fell into disrepair. Look at it, it's truly creepy. It seems that it was inhabited again by the Soviet army when they bust up into the country too. Now nobody is totally sure what went down at the castle other than death and despair from the two losing armies. Locals will not go near the abandoned building, and they say it is absolutely filled to the brim with ghosts. Those brave enough to venture nearby say that the castle emits an evil aura and also is privy to strange noises.
Last but not least, at number 1 we have the giants. Now in Afghanistan many people believe in giants, as I do as well. Some people believe they walked the earth of their country just 80 years ago. A writer for the Business Insider retold an exchange with himself and a police officer who is adamant that 30-meter tall humanoids lived in Kabul. This may sound strange, but in 2002 a weird rumor surfaced that American military officials killed a 12 to 18-foot red-haired giant in Kandahar while troops were on patrol and were involved in a cover-up. Two so-called former special ops soldiers spoke in a video posted on YouTube about the encounter. Haven't watched it, but I definitely want to now. They said they came across a giant 3 times the size of a normal man with extra digits on his hands and feet and was carrying a huge sword. They said that one of their fellow soldiers, a man named Dan, was killed by the giant, which they believed to be a Nephilim, basically a biblical offspring between gods and humans. Like I just really don't know what to make of this. I don't want to believe in it, but I do. I don't know.
To be honest, I believe in giants too because I'm pretty short and everyone's a giant to me, so...
I agree. I'm wearing heels for this video, but I'm actually quite short as well.
Hooray for being short. Giants, elves, it's all here on Most Amazing Top 10. So that was the Top 10 Scary Afghanistan Urban Legends. Which did you find the scariest? Let Ayman and I know in the comments section down below. Before we go though, we want to read you some comments from our last collab. You had loads of great things to say about Ayman, and we're going to read them.
Okay, so Tisha's vlog said, who likes before watching the whole video? I mean, I definitely do. Sometimes I don't even watch the video, but I like it anyway, you know, just support. And Taco Tom 8706 said, great job, ladies. This was a fantastic one.
Thanks, Taco. Shadaz said, Rebecca, I love you and the guys so much. Welcome to the show, Ayman. I've been trying hard to get an appearance of my comments at the end, but it never happens. I know it's not your fault. Can we get more Queen videos? Me and my girlfriend watch the channel all day. It'd be cool to see more. Yes, you can. Virus and Friends, weird name, said, hi Ayman, welcome to the Most Amazing Family. Couldn't agree more. Welcome.
Thank you.
So if you want to see more of Ayman, then head on over to Top 10 Hindi. Also, if you like this video, please do once again leave a thumbs up and share it with a friend.
And subscribe. Always remember to subscribe. Always.
Thanks very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.